right, we know this market can be day-to-day volatile, difficult, even after the amazing three-day run that ended yesterday. That's why I think it's worth searching for high-quality stocks that showed us that they could transcend the downward pull of the averages during the big sell-off, which brings me to one that really did, and that's Waste Management, WM. They're the largest trash collection and recycling company in America. Stock that's up nearly 9% since we last spoke to the CEO in late July of last year. No small feat, S&P 500 is down 9% same period. Now, Waste Management reported this morning, and the company missed on the top line, but it did report a nice 3-cent earnings beat on the bottom, 68-cent basis. Plus, the full-year guidance was very solid. Waste Management also gave you a 6.5% dividend boost. You know how much we love that. And its yields back to 3% because it raised the dividend, not because the stock went down. At this moment, stock is less than a point off its highs. Can it keep climbing? Let's take a closer look with David Steiner, President and CEO of Waste Management, learn more about the quarter and where his company's headed. Mr. Steiner, welcome back to Mad Money.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Well, David, I thought this call was really a quintessential steady as she goes. It looks like that everything's kind of going your way in terms of actual trash collection when it comes to industrial and construction.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, we're really like in the sweet spot with the economy right now. Everything's clicking. We got the right team in place. We got the right salespeople in place. Now, if we can get some help from those recycled commodity markets, everything would be clicking on all cylinders. In the meantime, the rest of the business is really performing well.
One of the things that you have that most companies would love, you had a better, less of a labor shortage because freeing up by the oil patch actually worked in your direction.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, anyone that wants to pick up waste has to have a truck and a driver. And, you know, having the truck capital actually favors the bigger companies that have access to capital. But everyone needs access to those drivers. And we've worked really hard to make that a competitive advantage by offering great benefits, by offering great working conditions. We've tried to make being able to get drivers a competitive advantage, and that's what's happening in this market. We're better able to get drivers than our competition, and that helps us pick up more waste and grow that top line.
Oh, I want to talk about recycling. I know that a lot of the actual end product is weaker, but in other countries, like you're in Germany, you recycle wrong. It's not a crime, but the penalties are so great that you recycle right. When I look at the recycling, it seems like there's two problems. One is that what you end up with is not worth as much as it used to. But second, I mean, these contracts, in our country, you look at what's recycled, and, you know, you go into a blue box, and there's just trash all over the place. How can, if they made it so that it was illegal to put certain bottles in certain bins, would you guys have a good business?
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. And that's what we're working with our customers to do. You know, you got two sides. You're right. You've got what you can sell the commodities for, but on the other side, you've got what it costs to collect it and process it. And the more waste that gets mixed in, the more it costs us to process it. So if our customers can help us to keep that garbage out so it's easier for us to process, it's cheaper to process it, and we can do more recycling because we can make it a profitable standalone business. And so we're working with our customers to do just that. How can we get cleaner materials that can make money for us and make money for our customers and be good for the environment?
But, I mean, wouldn't it take citations, actual trash police, so to speak, like they have in Europe, to make it so that people take it seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. And it really is a big cultural shift. And there are some places in the United States where they've done that. You know, we'd like to see that done more often, where what we call recycle often, but recycle right.
Well, I like that. And I think that a lot of people actually would favor that because a lot of people want to be good at this stuff. Churn came up as being really fabulous for you. And yet people don't think of churn as something that happens in the waste business. So tell our viewers why it matters.
Sure. Well, you know, every time we lose a customer, we lose that profitability that comes right to the bottom line. And then to replace that customer, obviously you have sales costs and different costs to bring customers on board. So every time we can keep a customer, we're making money on that customer. You know, we're really sort of like an annuity policy with our customers. Most of our customers are staying with us 7 to 10 years. And so keeping those customers is paramount. Now, how do you keep them? You keep them with good service. And that's what we saw this quarter. We had a 9% churn rate. About half of that is structural, companies going out of business. The rest we can control. But the 9% churn rate is actually the lowest we've had since 2002. And we didn't use price to keep those customers. Our rollbacks actually improved in 2015. So we're keeping the customers in the right way by providing excellent service.
And that may be one of the secrets about why you become so automatic in terms of these dividend boosts.
Yeah, well, you know, Jim, that first and foremost, we are a cash-generating machine, and that's what we owe to our shareholders. So we generated $1.41 billion in cash in 2015. We're saying in 2016 it'll be 1.5 to 1.6 billion. And you know, in the past we've always said, come heck or high water, we're going to generate $1.2 to $1.3 billion in free cash. We now say, under any circumstances, we're going to generate at least $1.4 billion in free cash. That's a nice step up for us, and we hope over the next few years to be able to step it up even more.
All right, one last question. I found it curious, I'm from Pennsylvania originally, that you talk about transportation costs, fuel costs down, means the landfills are going to be further away. There were a lot of landfills near where I used to live. I guess New York landfill more expensive, even though I know you'll own a lot of them, versus if you have lower fuel costs, you can take it to some place that's cheaper?
Yeah, and so, you know, when you're getting rid of waste, there's two costs. There's the cost to dispose of it at the landfill, and then again, there's the cost to get it to the landfill. So as the price to get it to the landfill goes down, you know, we're able to move it further distances. We happen to have the biggest landfill system in the entire country, and so as fuel prices come down, it allows us to stretch out that landfill system. So definitely good for us, and you know, obviously as a transportation company, low fuel's good, and then as an American business, low fuel prices are good for the American economy. Now look, there's a bigger segment now than there used to be where it's not good, the energy segment, and we're located here in Houston, so you get to see some of that. But overall, low fuel prices put a lot of money into the consumer's pockets in the United States, and long term, that's good for the United States.
Well, you've been consistent. Your stock has done fabulously. I know a lot of people have bought it off of how cogent you make the story. David Steiner, President and CEO of Waste Management, thank you so much for coming back on Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim.
Here's one of the stocks you always hope it goes down, so you can buy it. It is so consistent, it is like clockwork. I love that. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.